Evening, everyone. It's finished. West Ham United to Bournemouth 0. We are in the top 10. We're in 10th place. Got Ryan with me, and I think Ryan was just mentioning off air. It's probably the best game he's ever seen, I think, isn't it, Ryan?
Yeah, that was so fun.
Back in the old days, yeah, I would have recorded it for you, mate. Back in the old days, put it on a video recorder for you, and we watch it.
It was just boring. I know we won, but it was painful. It was very painful.
Listen, it's the channel's all about honesty, and there'll be a few. Yeah, all opinions are welcome. There'll be a few having a go at us, and a few thinking the way we do. But I think it's 55 minutes. I nearly nodded off on nearly my eyes nearly went.
It was so bad. Both goals as well. I didn't even get it. Both goals. The Correa goal should never have been allowed. He was playing volleyball and hit the ball up to Sosek, and then the penalty.
Yeah,
I don't. It was a bit close.
I mean, we're going to go into it in a minute. We'll start from the beginning, mate. And what I'll do is, before I go into it, I did a show earlier on in the day, and what I mentioned was this particular fixture used to be a bit like the Brighton fixture, especially when Eddie Howe was their manager. They had Callum Wilson up front. They'd done this enough times. I remember a Callum Wilson hat-trick when they first came up. Maybe that was at Upton Park. I can't remember, mate. And then I think we won the last one quite comfortably before they went down, and they've come back again. Fredericks came back, and again, I'm so nasty. He was a terrible player for us, mate, Fredericks.
Yeah, he was.
And, nice bloke, definitely. But, yeah, just a waste of space. I'm just going to flash up. Well, you know the lineups. I think everyone knows the lineups anyway, mate. What I said earlier on in the morning show was I wanted... So from that starting lineup, what I wanted to see, mate, was... Obviously, I was hoping that Dawson would be fit, and then we can push Kera out to left back and Johnson. So I'm happy Johnson had another game. Because what it is, and Ryan, we need to see Johnson in 5-6 games in a row, right?
Yeah.
Because up until now, mate, I'm not sure about him, but it's not fair either to judge him.
No.
So I'm happy that he's played and he carries on. Very surprising to see Souček, Rice, and Downs, all three of them in the match.
So defensive.
It looks like Downs is down the wing most of the time. Great to see Benrahma. Again, I did focus on Benrahma and Johnson in my early show. I want Benrahma to just stay in there now. We'll make up our mind 100%. At the end of the game. Skamaka, great. Bowen, I would have put Antonio in there, mate, if it's my choice at home. Or try to take out Souček. And then leave Bowen in there and put Antonio in there as well, isn't it?
Yeah, because I don't know why we need 3 CDMs on a pitch against Bournemouth.
No, I mean, obviously, they've had a new manager. This is the team that lost 9-0 to Liverpool, Bournemouth, was it another one? This is,
then they had Scott Parker in charge in that time, but...
They had Scott Parker in charge, mate. Before we go into the stats, and then we'll obviously dissect the game, let's see what's happening in the chat. Dabs, how you doing, mate? Yeah, Paqueta, hopefully Dawson, hopefully mate Corner. Yeah, I think they're getting very close. We've got a Europa game coming up. Let's see what the lineup be there. I mean, we only need a point out of the last 2 games, 2-3 left to qualify. So we'll see, mate. Richie, how you doing, mate? Yeah, I know, mate. I know. It's mate. We're gonna go into it. Yeah, I kind of agree. I agree with you. Not because you're on me and Ryan's wavelength, but anyone else in the chat, again, respect all the views. So for us, yeah, mate. We're gonna go into it, mate. But I agree. There's nothing fluid about what we're doing. I don't know. Let me just read a couple of comments, and then me and Ryan are going to go into it. I don't understand VR anyway, mate.
No.
So if the first goal, again, we're going to it. If it was chalked off, I would have kind of been all right about it, I suppose. I don't know. It was a handball. But then when my son says, Dad, it's from the lower part of you to the top part of your arm, and then if you touch it, but then someone else touches it again, and then I'm like, I've given up, Ryan, with it. It's a bit of that. What part is it touched?
It's just pointless. Like, they change it every week. There's no consistency. It's just you just don't know. Like, what was it yesterday? There was I can't remember. There was a pullback and someone got a penalty. Was it I'm trying to think. I don't know what game it was, but oh yeah, I do. Brozier with McTominay. Did you watch the Chelsea United game?
Brozier.
He got
No,
pulled
no,
down
no,
by
no, no.
he got pulled down by McTominay, and it was given as a penalty. And then yesterday, Jesus was through on goal. Kalita Carr pulled him down, no penalty. Where's the consistency? I just don't. It's the referees as well. They're just awful in this division.
Yeah, couple of things. I mean, as the game obviously kicked off, it seemed to be fairly full at the stadium, Ryan. I don't know if they were doing a £1 deal on this game, were they? Or was
I
it
don't know. I got a message yesterday saying, "Oh, there's still tickets available."
Yeah. Well, don't forget in the summer. I mean, I gave up a couple of my ticket season, and the deadline kept going on and on. If you remember the deadline, first it was like, you better renew by midnight, and then they said, no, we'll give you another few days, we'll give you another week, all that kind of thing they kept mentioning, mate. The comments I'm making down, because I always try to make some notes, mate. What I have to summarize is that our final delivery and set pieces and crosses are awful in the whole game, mate. And I'll have to mention a couple of. Okay, Ben Rama will come to the penalty later on, but certainly if you don't talk about the goals, just the other parts of the game, mate, it was Creswell, a couple of crosses, found no one. Ben Rama he was getting in there, trying to make things happen, but not really finding anyone. And it was just nothing was fluid, mate, on the pitch. And I don't know what we were trying to do. Obviously, Downs was fairly tidy. Kera, I mean, he didn't really. I think there's one occasion he nearly let them in, but apart from that,
I think he's really shaky though. Whenever he's on the ball, I do not feel confident.
Yeah, a stat that they mentioned in the first half, mate. Apparently, in the Premiership, we played the most games out of anyone because we had to qualify for that conference, and then So they reckon we played more games than anyone, mate. And before we go into it, Ginger Carroll as well is I would have put Antonio in the game as well and taken out Souček and really gone for it, at home. Luckily, we got a two goals cushion, which means improves the goal difference a bit. We're 10th place. But before we go into all the goals, for me, overall, mate, it was pretty boring, lethargic. There's no pattern to our play. No one was finding anyone with corners, free kicks, crosses, one-touch football. And Bournemouth, they lost the goalkeeper. They lost another player. Then they made two more substitutions. And they were coming at us close, mate, really. So before I go over to Ginger Carroll, so Ryan, if you want to talk about a few things apart from the goals, we'll come to the goals in a minute. Overall, how you felt the game went, mate?
I don't know. We started. I thought we didn't really start that well either. I thought we'd be on the front foot from the get go, but we just played it about for 40 minutes. We wasn't really that great at all, barring not even including the goals. They were awful in themselves, but we just wasn't good at all. I just don't get what's going wrong.
Yeah, I think Ginger Carroll, welcome. I think 21 minutes, mate. Skamaka set Souček up, and it is onside, and he doesn't do anything. Apart from that, I'm noted down that Bournemouth, obviously, a lot of people behind the ball. Bournemouth making it, and when there's a lot of people behind the ball, I kept thinking this is a game for Antonio. You need people who run at you. We weren't going to find anyone just passing it backwards, sideways, trying to cross it into a really busy sort of penalty area. You need someone with pace. And obviously, Paqueta, this would have been a good game for him. And Ginger, I think Antonio, I think we should have played him, mate. What do you think? Can you hear us, Ginger? Can you hear me? Oh, you're breaking.
You hear me, yeah?
Yeah, you're not moving anymore. But we can. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, go on, speak.
I think it's for Antonio to both started.
No, you're breaking up, mate. You're breaking up. Yeah, you're breaking up. Ginger, you're breaking up, mate. Yeah, your internet, you're breaking up, mate. Yeah. Yeah, try to come in and out. You take over, Ryan. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just thought the game was awful. It was just abysmal. It really was just abysmal. That's it. But I just don't. The thing is, what makes it even worse is that Moyes will now stay for longer because of the win. It happened with that Fulham game. We won that game. We were first 20 minutes. I thought it could have been about 5-0 to Fulham. We let Daniel James hit the bar. He's awful.
Yeah.
We were awful at that game, but we won it. So Moyes, he gets that little bit more time. Now we've played awful again, but we won the game. So Moyes gets some more time. I just don't get it. Aston Villa, they sacked Gerrard after that Fulham game, and now they've got Unai Emery in charge. Aston Villa.
Oh yeah, good manager, mate. Good manager.
We really, if they can get Unai Emery, we could get Tuchel or Pochettino easily.
I think you can get anyone, as long as you give them a reasonably good squad to work with, a bit of freedom, the ability to bring their own backroom team in, a little bit of money. Yeah. We're a good club to manage, mate. No doubt about that. We're all right, and it's up to the board, and we'll see what happens. But first half, mate. Again, I'm writing down that Ben Rama's missed a chance. A funny little stat, mate. Apparently, I didn't realise Downs went to the same Brentwood private school as Lampard. So a bit of crappy little stat for everyone there, mate. great bit of stat there from Dill. So we are the worst penalty takers last season. Oh, yeah. Wow. I didn't know that, mate.
Now we've had 14, but we've missed 6. That is so bad.
I mean, we're going to come to it anyway, but I thought it was a great penalty, mate. Really good penalty, Ben Rama.
Last week, we would have actually scored. Not gave it a pass back to Alisson.
Obviously, I don't know why he takes Scamacca off so early. I mean, what are you doing? Leave him on there. Put Antonio on there and kind of secure the game. I don't know what he's playing at. Scamacca doesn't look happy, mate. I don't know.
No. He's literally got no support. Like, who's he supposed to give the ball to either?
There's
who's he going to bounce it off? Susek? But pass.
I don't think there's a plan. I don't mind if that's the way the team want to play, right? I don't mind, but there's no plan. I don't think anyone knows what they're doing. I mean, Ben Rama, I don't know. I want him to take on more people, run at people, but he's obviously, whatever he's been told, he just zips it around outside the box. Yeah. Cresswell I definitely saw 2 crosses going and find no one. Yeah. Souček, 1 good tackle, I remember, 90 minutes, and then two free fluff chances. And that goal was a bit of a, what the hell was that goal from Zuma, mate? Back of his head, was it, or something?
I don't know. Carrere set it up, bit of volleyball to Souček. He glanced it on.
Mate, it was just like a big brawl at the school playground, mate, wasn't it, mate? Souček had an up. This is a typical Souček from a year and a half now, mate. It's just
he's awful.
Just a shadow of himself, mate.
He had about the same successful tackles as he had completed passes. He was awful. Couldn't pass a ball. I
think there's one occasion he gave the ball away and Solanke ran with it, didn't Solanke ran with it, didn't he?
And then it was Carrere, last man. I thought, oh dear, we are done. Give away another penalty.
Yeah. I mean, I thought this game was made for Antonio running. Yeah. Because imagine you're sticking 7-8 people behind the ball in the penalty area, but all we're trying to do is just keep crossing it and they're heading it out. We're not really doing anything, but Antonio will run at you, win a free kick, penalty. Yeah. All that kind of thing, really. And 33 minutes, I got a note saying Ben Rama cuts it back to no one, doesn't find anyone. And then there's a good shot from Kera from 30 yards. Yeah. That kind of flew in. And then obviously the goalkeeper got injured, a bit of time wasting going on and that kind of thing. That Souček to mess up Solanke was 37 minutes. And we scored about 44, 45th minute, something like that, Zuma. So you reckon the goal should have stood, or I'm giving up with VAR.
I don't think it should have stood. Not at all. There was no way that. I just don't get the rule. Like obviously I want it to be a goal, but he just flicked it up to him really with his hands. I don't really get.
Another thing, Ryan, if you noticed, after 10 minutes, the ground was very quiet, mate. After 10, 11 minutes.
I mean, the commentators, they said, "Oh, is it that the players should, get the West Ham crowd going, or should the West Ham crowd get the players going?"
I think it should be the players. It should be the players. I think it should be the players, mate.
Yeah, we're not the ones getting paid money to play football.
I don't know what channel. The one I was watching, Alan Smith was the commentator, mate, and he's very annoying, and he always gets the West Ham games, and he hates West Ham. And
what this guy? Was it
Alan Smith, Arsenal. Yeah, he's always like whenever we score, he's like, "No, not sure about that. You'll have to check that," and things like that. But for me, I'm very surprised that goal stood, mate, because it was just. It looks like he scooped. It looks like he scooped it up with his arms. Yeah. That's it, mate. Yeah.
But it's not that's the problem. It's VAR. Well, it's actually not even VAR. It's the people in charge of it. But they're all just so inconsistent. One ref will say something. The other. It depends who you get as the ref.
I wonder if they give these type of decisions if you're playing Chelsea, Man United, Liverpool. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? If they give West Ham a goal, then Bournemouth. No one cares about small little Bournemouth and things like that.
Top six bias. That's what it is.
I think so, mate. I think so. Smeagol, hope you're doing all right, mate. Yeah. Definitely take the 3 points, mate. We are in the top 10. We scored 2 goals. Didn't concede any, mate. And we've actually jumped ahead of sort of Bournemouth, Palace, Everton, Brentford, mate. But very congested in there. I think from Brighton in 9th to Villa in 15th, you're talking just 3 points, mate. And obviously, Villa, the new manager starts. The manager starts November the 1st, and you usually get a good bit of a bounce, don't you, when a new manager comes in, and he will be given a bit of money. But it's very ironic how Villa won 4-0, mate, and that tells you they didn't like the manager. They didn't like Gerrard. They didn't really like him, and it's kind of up to them, really. So do you want to try it now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, mate. Can you hear me?
Yeah, much better now. So what did you think of it, mate? Go. Yeah, what do you reckon?
I thought it was slow in the build-up in some parts.
All right, I don't know what's going on there. Both of them are gone. Welcome back, mate.
Oh, sorry, my sound just completely went.
Yeah,
I think it's because my phone was about to die, so my phone just completely went.
Yeah, but it's funny because Ginger came in, then he went again. So I don't know what happened. He done a bit of a tag team. You went, he came in, then you came in, and he went, and yeah. But I was just going to ask Ginger Carroll, and he's about to say that he found us fairly slow in attack, and we just don't have to zip. Some of the other teams have. The L Ginger, you're right, mate. You're back again.
On my screen, I disappeared.
Yeah. All right. Let me just sort something out there, mate. Let me get that. Yeah, go ahead. Were you saying we looked a bit slow, didn't you?
Yeah, I think we looked a bit slow building up, not creating enough. The fight, we either overplay it, overpass it, or overrun it. And I just think we're just lacking ideas, and we get into good positions where we could create at least a shot or a half decent chance, and nothing materializes, and it's just really frustrating because we should be burying teams, and we have the opportunity to. Like the Southampton game, Liverpool, we should have got something out of it. I felt at least a point. I think they were very fortunate, Liverpool. Obviously, it was a game of 2 halves. Don't get me wrong; we were absolutely shocking in the first half, and in the second half, we deserved much more than we actually got. But as of tonight, it was squeaky bum time. I was thinking if we don't get another goal, we could be staring down another performance where everyone's negative again.
Well, what are we trying to do, though? I don't understand what our tactics are, mate. And our passes are not fluid. Our crosses are going nowhere.
Too slow.
I don't want to know that penalty. That's a great penalty Benrahma scored, but I want to look at his whole performance, mate. He didn't really find anyone in the whole game. Every time he tried to pass someone, he didn't find anyone. Krezi had 2-3 crosses. He didn't find anyone.
I think that works, though, with them two down the left, because if Benrahma hasn't got no ideas, if he beats a man, the missus is burning something. So burn the ass down. If he beats a man, then he gives it back to Cresswell, who's got a little bit of space to whip the ball in. But we just don't attack it enough. We don't find the men enough. Well, I think Souček with his late runs, though, I think it was good today with his late runs.
You got a fire going on then? What's going on?
Yeah, I think the missus is burning food.
Bloody hell, Ginge. Jesus. Yeah, I'll get you on one day without any issues, mate. Bloody hell.
That's it, mate. There's always something, isn't there?
But yeah, carry on, Ryan. What did you think then? I mean, it is what it is. It's 3 points.
I agree,
mate. Where we're going.
Bowen was a ghost again. He needs to be dropped. I agree with that. He was terrible again. And if he thinks he's getting anywhere near the England squad, he's I don't know what to say. Saka's on fire, so he is absolutely going to be nowhere near it. He's just been terrible this season. I don't get what has happened. But then apparently he was the one that came back overweight. So
I did say in my earlier show that I wanted Antonio to play and instead of Bowen. And then put Ben Rama in it. Paqueta's going to come back. He's going to come back. But I'm happy Fornell's in play. To be fair, I mean that's something for us, isn't it? Fornell's in play.
Yeah.
What about Carol? What do you think about Uri Emery? He's the Villa manager, mate, from November the 1st.
What, they've got Unai Emery?
Yeah, he's starting November the 1st, mate. Yeah.
Wow. Well, let's be fair. Although he had a poor performance or a poor time at Arsenal, he's still a top quality manager. He hasn't won Europa League with Seville that many times for nothing. He's still a top quality manager. Like a lot of players or manager, when they go to a certain club, especially the Premier League, and they have a poor time, their reputation gets tarnished a little. And I think Unai Emery is a good manager, and he will attract a decent caliber of player, especially for someone like Villa. I think that's a great swoop for them. Did you say from January?
November the 1st, sorry. November the 1st. Yeah.
Well, so he's got November, he's got December, well, barring obviously the World Cup, but I don't think they've got many players going to the World Cup, with all due respect, obviously. So he's going to have a good month or two with majority of the squad, and then he can have a rough idea of who he wants, what they need to improve for January. So I mean it's exciting if you're a Villa fan, but it's like someone for West Ham. I know everyone's calling for Moyes or calling for a change or whatever. He's someone that I would have looked at if we were to get rid of Moyes. Me personally, I don't want to get rid of Moyes, not just yet anyway. But he would have been someone that I would have looked at to get in for a replacement. But yeah, Villa have done all right there.
I think generally the comments, what they're saying is, everyone is just bored with the way we're playing. Okay, it's 3 points. They're not sure what the system is. I mean, someone said it's 4-4-2. Maybe it was, mate. Was it Downs on the wing and Bone up front with Scamacca? But mate,
I think Sky Sports had it down as 4-4-2. But then like most TV broadcasts, they get the team sheet out and they make their own formation because they don't exactly know what formation the teams are going to play. So I think that they had it down as that. But I would have thought it would have been a 4-3-3. Obviously, defensive, it would have been a 4-5-1. Because there was no wing backs. Like you've got an out and out right back, left back, if you want to call them an out and out right back, left back, in Ben Johnson and Cresswell. So there's your two back wide men. Then you've got two centre backs. Then you've got arguably 5 midfielders with a couple of attacking. So offensively, it'll be a 4-3-3. Defensively, it'll be a 4-5-1.
Yeah. What did you think about the Zuma goal, mate? Was it should it have been chalked off? You think for handball?
I was worried that it would be chalked off because obviously it's West Ham and there was a handball. There's no doubt about it. It hits his hands, but where else is he supposed to put his hands? He's tucked his arms in. He's tucked his hands in quite close to his body. The ball hits Kera on the arm. You might argue that he's jumped well too high and he's misjudged the jump, but there's no intention for him to handle the ball. No way. So I think we got a bit lucky with that one, considering the past VAR decisions we've had against us. But I think it's the right decision. I think
the rules have been changing. So now in the studio, they did think it was the right decision they said that it's touched the lower part of his arm and then it went to someone else before it went to Zuma. And then it
hasn't directly indicated, like went straight towards someone else to get a goal. Yeah, but I think it'd be harsh to give it. Harsh.
Yeah, actually, rather than talking about a lot of people in the chat seem to be a bit worried about Emery going to Villa, so that's causing a bit of a stir for everyone because Villa are kind of competitors, aren't they? Club size wise and where they should be, they're kind of, and I'm surprised why they always little bit below us last couple of years. They're going to come up like Newcastle sooner or later with the money they got and being the biggest club in the Midlands and stuff like that. Really,
well, that's the thing. People forget how much money they've actually got just because they haven't touted it all around social media or in the public domain as much as that they could. They have got money there, and I think they're just reluctant to spend it.
I mean, Dill, I don't agree with that comment. Main solid because you got to think about the main guy Solanke had to come off first half, and he was causing a few issues, and then they were struggling, mate. They had to take off 3-4 players, and whenever they gave us a bit of trouble, I'm not sure we look comfortable at all as normal. So
the thing that annoyed me, like, they picked it up. The commentators picked it up when the goalkeeper went down injured, and obviously Solanke went down injured. We had a couple of minutes. Where a good 5 minutes, I think it was, before the ball went out of play, where we should have literally pressed and attacked, peppered their goal, just to test the keeper because he obviously was in some discomfort, and he was obviously he was brought off at half time, as we know, and we didn't take that opportunity. We didn't go for the jugular. We didn't test him, and I think even if we couldn't play it into the box. We could have just popped it off from about 25 yards just to test the keeper, regarding we got it on target, obviously. And if he does make a save, he'll probably spill it. And then someone there like Scamacca can just tap it in. But we didn't. And the ball's up to Scamacca. I think we overplayed it. And this is where Bournemouth done well. They overcrowded us when we went forward in the box. They had a lot of men back. They didn't allow us to get comfortable in the box. So I think after the first 2, 3, 4 chances where we tried peppering the box, you've got to try something different. Lay it off to the edge, get someone else to have a shot. I know we've done that a few times, and they come out and blocked it very well. Rice had one, Downs had one where it was blocked. I think Bowen had one that was blocked. So I think they've done well. I think they've done well to nullify us through the middle. But out wide was where our chances were, and we were just too slow to put the ball in the box.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan, do you agree that we are the worst team to watch, mate? Can you hear Ryan? Can you hear
me? We have got. Yeah, I can hear you.
Do you think we're the worst team?
I just think we are really bad. Yeah, 100%. It's just we've got Paqueta, who's the starting number 10 for Brazil. And what are we doing with him? Absolutely. I know he didn't play today, but Moyes doesn't know what to do with him at all. We've got a lot of creative players now that Moyes has no idea what. Like Scamacca, he is literally going to be the next Haller if Moyes keeps playing him so isolated with no play.
What about, I don't know if you remember, after 55 minutes, there's a challenge from Lena on Scamacca. That was a
red card. Red card all day long.
Yeah.
When I watched that, I see it in real time.
Yeah.
I turned around to my missus. I was like,
just because he didn't make a deal of it doesn't mean it's not a red.
Exactly. And anyone else if that was against us, people would have been rolling around the floor, rolling around in circles, thinking they're Antonio when he celebrated on the carpet.
Yeah.
And yeah, just because how has VAR not looked at that and thought, fuck me, is he competing in the Olympics doing high jump for a start?
That's bad.
Or long jump. Yeah, and his studs are showing. It's halfway up the bottom half of his leg, so it's literally higher calf level. How the fuck is that not a red card? How is VAR not? I'm not going to diss VAR that much because it went for us today, and to be fair, there was a couple of chances where Lerma got on the end of a cross or was involved in a half chance. And I thought, if they score, that's bullshit because he shouldn't even be on the pitch. But luckily, we got the 3 points. We see it out. But that decision was shocking.
I tell you what, I mean, thankfully, Scamacca's all right. I mean, otherwise, that could have been serious damage.
That's a career ender, Jazz. That is a career-ending challenge.
And you know what our luck's like, don't you? We've lost so many of our signings already, haven't we, really? But it's just what it is, mate.
The leg breaker, that is. If Scamacca plants his foot, that's a leg breaker. And we'll be talking about something horrific. But for the fact he hasn't got his foot planted, I think he saved himself there. But that's disgusting. The way he jumps off the floor 2-footed, and it isn't one of these like less sinister ones where he's lunged and he just about leaves the floor. He jumps a good meter and
also I don't get
floor.
how he's even going to win the ball. Skamaka's already there.
Exactly,
and there was no really intention to play the ball either. It was more to bring him down.
Yeah. I think it is bad, and I do agree, Dabs. I think we should be more professional. That's what the top 4 do, mate, and that is a difference at the end. When you look at the tables and you've missed out by a few points here and there in the higher position, it's one or two things like that. We're going to man the match in a minute, but again, to summarise for me, mate, most of my comments are about awful crosses and balls and passes and not finding anyone, not fluid. I don't know what our tactics are. We got 3 points, but a lot of us are scratching our heads thinking where we're going with this team still. I mean,
got no real identity, Jazz, have we, really?
A lot of people are missing. I know Cornet's, he's missed a bit, and Paqueta's gone out the team again, and that kind of things. But I don't know where we're going with this team, mate. I mean, we're 10th at the moment. We've been up and down, but having looked at that, Fulham, Brighton, 8th. I can't see us being above 8th then, mate. I don't think we'll catch Liverpool, United, or anyone like that. Newcastle, Fulham, and Brighton we can finish above, but yeah, that's all I can see, mate. 8th, if people are happy with that, and reasonably good run in Europa and the cups. We've got Blackburn coming up in the cup. We'll see from there, mate, really. So if you two want to think about your man of the match, I'll go through the comments. Happy evening, Cross Hammer. Hope you're doing well, mate. Yeah, Mike Dean was VAR, wasn't he, mate? Yeah, Deanie.
That's what worried me.
Yeah.
I think I had Mike Dean reffing me on Saturday, Jazz, as it goes.
You did, or you did, seriously?
I think I had Mike Dean reffing me on Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sent me off. So I've got a £50 fine and a 3-match ban for a straight red for something I didn't even do.
Oh my!
And the geezer was about 70, couldn't keep up the play, had no peripheral, and he obviously lost his hearing aid or something because he said I said something. And even their manager, their player, both said he didn't do nothing, and he still proceeded to send me off.
Can you appeal procedure and all that?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can. And I'm not sure. I'll have to speak to my gaffer and see if he will. But yeah, it was shocking. Yeah, the geezer had it in for me, and he was dishing out cards left, right, and centre. And I was off the pitch, obviously being sent off. I should have been away from the pitch, but I'm sitting on the sideline. Got all my kit off and that. And I said to him, "What's your name, Mike Dean?"
Don't worry about that. Dill reckons going to get something against Man United, mate. Listen, Dill, how can you or anyone predict I can't predict anything what West Ham are doing at the moment. I don't know what we're doing, mate.
5-0 to United, and that's putting it lightly.
I don't know. I can't make nothing of what we're doing or anything, mate. I don't know. We might do well. I don't know, mate. How's it coming together?
I don't see us. We'll have a back 8. We're just useless. We are absolutely useless. We have 11 men behind the ball. We'll probably have Antonio over Skamaka because he can defend, and we have a front 3 of Bowen, Antonio, and Fornals. And we have two left wing backs and 2 right wing backs, and just Antonio up top. It's just shocking. It is. His style of football is atrocious. Did you see the stat as well about his record away at the top 6 clubs?
No.
Oh yeah, yes, quite bad, isn't it? Yeah.
He's won 8 games away against the top 6 in 106 games. Yeah. That is terrible.
Yeah, sets up too negative. I think me and Jazz had this conversation before about Moyes against the top 6. He sets up far too negative, like almost as if he's going to roll over it and let them tickle our bellies, and hopefully that we get a break and counter them and just win a 1-0 or something.
Yeah. I think so, man. Yeah, I think so. Man, the match Ben Rama, someone's saying in there. I would have given it to VAR. I would have given it to Rice, maybe. I don't know. Rice was trying to make things.
Rice is all right. The man of the match.
Yeah, there you go, VAR, mate. Yeah.
I think Rice. You know what you're going to get with Rice. It's very, very, very rare he has a poor game. But I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I know we've slated him in the past weeks, but I think Souček had a good game today. There was a couple of passes that he misplaced, but I think overall, him getting back, breaking down play, winning possession, winning tackles, releasing the ball, and trying to get us on. And I think that's his best position. Let him Rice sit deep, let him dictate the play, want the ball and spread the ball, and having Flynn Downs as his backup, and letting Souček run forward. And I think he had a better game today. I was impressed with Souček, to be fair.
Yeah, it's just like sometimes some of these players are one step forward, two back, so still not confident to judge anyone really. Talking about youth players, mate, it looks like Ashby has probably fallen out with the club big time, mate.
It's so shocking. He is so good. He is light years better than Johnson as well. So much better.
Do you know if he's getting a game in the under-23? Is he completely...
I don't know. I know that we were going to sell him to Newcastle, and I just don't get that. What does that show? If they're paying $2 million for him, why are we not even playing him? Like, just don't.
I think he's fallen out. He's fallen out with the club, mate.
It's Moyes. Like, you can't... If you're a youngster, you cannot get in the team with Moyes, because if you make one bad step, you're never playing again.
That's it, yeah. And unless you're established,
coaches, you have like Jurgen Klopp with Harvey Elliott. He's giving him a hug after the game and encouraging him on. Moyes just looks at him in disgust. In that regard, I do think he's a disgusting coach with that. He's not nurturing him at all.
If you're a youngster at West Ham United hoping to get your lucky break, you must be thinking, "I've got to go because I'm not going to get 100%. It is shocking. We've lost so many decent young talent in the past 2 years.
That Oppo is decent as well.
Yeah, it's not getting.
We let Ashby go. Not Ashby.
Perkins. Perkins on them, not on it. Yeah.
Who else?
Elise's doing well.
Yeah, I hope there's a buyback clause in that because he's doing really well.
Yeah.
And there's another one. I don't know where he's gone. He's French. Well, I think he's French. It begins with an M, and we've got Longolo on loan, some left back. Apparently he's doing really well, but none of them are getting to the first team because we've got Moyes as our manager.
No, yeah, it's like when we let Connor Coventry go and then got him back.
Yeah, Josh Cullen as well for Burnley.
Josh Cullen, yeah, that's another one.
He was really good.
Connor Coventry doesn't even get Europa games, mate. He doesn't come on. He doesn't.
He doesn't look too. He's not that bad either. I
can't tell. I mean, I don't know. He's not really doing anything.
Watching against Viborg, I think he got about 10 minutes. But
what's your opinion on Emerson and Kera's summer signing so far? What do you think of them two?
Emerson, I don't think he's a decent player. I mean, we know what he's got in his locker. Obviously, playing for Chelsea, he's not really been given a good run for us, but the games he has played, I think he's done well. And he gives us another dynamic because he's another City, Liverpool type fullback where he will then go on to push and press and he will pin the fullbacks of the opposition back so they can't attack. Because he gives the fullbacks and their wingers something to think about. So he keeps them back so they can't break. And he's got a couple of goals already this season in all competitions.
Any idea why he's not getting in ahead of Creswell?
I think there's favouritism.
I don't know.
Yeah. Favouritism, innit?
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Well, Kresi and Fabianski, I mean, if they're going at the end of the year, you should bed these players in now, you know, Areola and people like that. They're just not coming in. So I don't know what the thinking behind that is.
Maybe Moyes is thinking players like Fabianski. I know you prefer Areola over to Fabianski. I think players like Fabianski and Cresswell are probably on their last legs, possibly exiting their careers with West Ham very soon in the next year, 18 months. And he's thinking, let's give them enough game time. So when they go, and then we can bed in players like Emerson, Areola. But I think that's very risky because if we do that, and we upset the apple cart of them sort of players, they can end up going as well.
Well, what I would want to see is as much as possible out of Areola Emerson, and if I think I've made a mistake, I can ship them out in the summer. I don't want Fabianski, Kresi gone, and these two guys never played all year, and then when you put them in, you know. So Moyes always does things that we not think, like we wouldn't do anything like that. He's always doing opposite, bringing in players in when he shouldn't, then dropping them when he shouldn't.
Ben Ruddle's a perfect example. How can you go and reward a player after scoring a goal and getting a man of match performance, and then going to drop him the next week. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm all for taking every opponent as they come, playing to each opponent. But when someone's on form, you've got to keep him in the squad. What else has he got to do when he's scoring goals and getting man of match performances? What else has he got to do to then stay in the next starting 11? Because just dropping someone with that much confidence is only going to dent that confidence. So when you do call upon him again, whether it's a substitute appearance, whether it's a starting appearance, that's going to be in the back of his mind. No matter what I do today, I'm the scapegoat. He's going to drop me. And it was like that in the first year with Jared Bowen. Around about the 60th minute mark, Bowen all the time coming off.
Yeah. I mean, we've got got that game, Europa game. We need about a point, I think, to tie up, hopefully finishing top. And they've got Man United away, I think, over the weekend. United, obviously, they're settling down a bit under that new manager. Obviously, what we know about that manager, he's got a clear way of playing and philosophy and setting up, so that's not a surprise to anyone. And
his forward play scares me, because they are fast.
He likes to play very quick, like Arteta, quick interchanging, pressing game. We'll see where that goes.
I think at the back they're shaky, but going forward they can damage, especially us.
Well, Varane's out as well, isn't he now? So
yeah,
they were going to have Lindelof or maybe
but
Maguire.
You watch. He's falling out with Ronaldo. Ronaldo's throwing his toys out the pram. He's then stopped him from playing against Chelsea. Next game back, clean sheet. He'll be like, right, Ronaldo, go and play against West Ham.
Yeah.
No, he'll win a penalty. He'll win a penalty and score it. Yeah.
Or he'll be asked to come on for the last 2 minutes and walk out again. But
or
he one of the
roll
two.
around on the floor and get us a red card or something.
Yeah.
The old cheeky wink.
I think so. Ginge, I don't know if you've made it to any of the London games this season at all. Have you seen us live or not?
No, I haven't. No, because I'm in sunny Isle of Wight.
Oh, you're there! Wow.
Yeah. I come down for a weekend and I've been here for 6 weeks.
Long weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Mate, that's it. I'll tell you what, the time difference over here, Jazz, is a lot different to back in London. I even forgot my passport.
Oh God. Oh me! What team for Thursday? It'll probably be Connor Coventry thrown in there, mate. Emerson will be in there.
I think we're safe, aren't we?
Yeah, we've got to get 1 point. That's it.
Mathematically, we need a point, But I think over the next couple of games, I think we shouldn't play it too safe.
Listen, he's going to play Rice for 90 minutes, Moisey. Don't worry about that, mate.
Well, you need to take it serious. We need to get it done and dusted and take it serious, and then maybe give the kids a run out or whatnot, or tinker with the team. And if he has different ideas, then do it for the last game of the group game. Because who is it? Steaua Bucharest. They ain't no mugs.
No, that's the last game, FCSB. That's the last game.
Let me just have a check.
We've got Silkeborg.
Oh, Silkeborg. Oh, yeah, we should get that done and dusted.
Yeah, but we'll still play a 5 at the back.
Yeah, probably will, yeah.
Yeah, Silkeborg. And they're the ones who are second in the table. So, if we...
That's it, they're going to want it.
Didn't they... We only beat them 3-2 as well at theirs, didn't we?
3-1, I think it was.
We just need a draw. We've done it. We've won the group. We just need a point. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. But with teams like Steaua Bucharest and Viborg, they're going to want it because they're battling for it now, and there's no third place drop downs, so they're going to battle for the second spot. They're both going to want it.
Yeah, Dad. So forget about McTominay. It'll be Fred, mate. You'll score.
Can you imagine?
Fred. Rashford's playing. Yeah, we'll see.
Anthony will play.
Anthony will score against us.
Oh, he's so technically good.
Yeah. But he's going to have Creswell on toast.
I think that's a game for Emerson.
Yeah.
Or maybe a back 5 and have Cresswell tucked in and have Emerson there.
If Anthony plays against Creswell and we play a flat back 4, he's going to be killed.
We'll see what happens with that.
Anthony will start, I don't know, he'll be flip-flapping him to next year.
Oh, mate. It'd be like Ronaldinho against...
Yeah.
What about our penalty? I mean, was it a penalty?
It's blatant. Yeah, it's blatant. I mean, obviously, there's no... Taking my bias hat off, if that was anyone as a neutral and understands the game and someone that's refereed before, I'd call that a penalty all day long, especially if you've got VAR. I mean, I can understand the ref probably not giving it straight away. The lino should have given it though, because he was in a perfect view. The referee's view might have been blocked or tampered with, and I believe that a referee shouldn't give a decision unless you're 100% comfortable with what you think is going on. So, especially with the VAR, he's overturned that because the geezer's hands up in the air. He's blocked the ball from coming into Antonio. Whether Antonio would have got it on target to start with, it is another story. But he's blocked the route of the ball. Therefore, it's got to be a penalty. He's not. People might argue, "Oh yeah, your arms are going to come up when you slide." Maybe.
Yeah.
But that's what Alan Smith was saying, wasn't it? Oh, it's never
your arms out away from your body. It's up. It strikes your arm. Therefore, it's a penalty. You've blocked the route of the ball.
I think it is quite harsh because obviously he's very close. But the thing is, it hits his arm and then it hits his other arm as well. So
yeah,
you can't just. Well, if it doesn't hit his other arm, he might get away with it. But
I think that first initial one though, because his arm's up, where it hits his other arm's closer to his body.
Yeah.
In more of like a.
But I think if it doesn't show that it hits that arm and hits the other arm and then goes off, I think Mike Dean wouldn't have gave it because he's blind anyway. So.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the first thing he's done for us. Now he's retired on the field. He's probably thought, I've fucked him over too much.
Yeah.
Let's give him something. He's probably sitting there thinking, how can I make it my show again from behind the screen up in Stockport Park? So, I mean, I'll make the decisions.
I hate Mike Dean. I just think he's awful. It's him. Who else is there? David Coote, Chris Kavanagh, and that new Aussie referee.
John
he
Moss,
is awful.
John Moss as well.
Yep. It's David Coote and Chris Kavanagh. I think they are the worst referees I've ever seen. They are awful, both of them.
I think you should suspect what we're saying is, mate. When we got the first goal, I would have taken it not being given either. It's just weird, and that last one, it would have been, obviously you raise your hands as a defender. It's a penalty. It's just weird. I don't know what's going on, mate. I don't know what to make of it. I'm not even. I know we've won, but it doesn't feel like I'm over the moon or anything. It's just a weird feeling, mate. It's just
I didn't really celebrate the goals either. I
don't get it.
Know, do you? You never know.
It just was so boring. It was like 1-0 West Ham. I don't even know if it's going to count, and then 2-0 penalty.
I think you could hear it from the crowd though as well. Even the crowd wasn't up for it because I think the atmosphere inside the stadium was a bit.
No, very quiet, mate. 10 minutes, very quiet. I think if we'd won one of the, if we'd beaten Arsenal tonight, City, Tottenham, then wow, what we've done. But
then if we'd have played them tonight, we'd have lost 6-0 with the performance we put in.
It's just weird, isn't it? I mean, let me have a quick look at our fixtures. So if
we turn up like that against United, we will get absolutely hammered.
No pun intended.
No, we will get smashed.
Yeah, definitely, because especially like with the way United have picked up their pace a bit.
Yeah,
they're starting to find their identity a bit more now.
Yeah. Think if they could put 3 past Arsenal, how many could they put past us?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'd be a bit worried. But then saying that, we've got a good record against bigger teams. Like, when I say record, I mean in terms of performance-wise, we turn up more.
Yeah, we don't with Moyes. We don't with Moyes now. He's never ever won at Old Trafford except from being at Man United.
Well, yeah, that's it. Well, even then, it was touch and go, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's probably won about 2 games there.
James, hope you're doing well, mate. Yeah, that's what it is, mate. I don't know where we're going, mate. We've won, but it doesn't feel like it. I don't know, mate.
No,
But having looked at that league, mate, I thought the league was going to be quite tough. But when you look at the bottom 10, there's nothing out there. They're like, you got Forest, Wolves, Leeds, Leicester, Southampton, Villa, Bournemouth, Palace, Everton. There's nothing there, is there, really? No. And then you've got a really strong top 7. And then maybe we can nick at 8th ahead of Brighton and Fulham. So it is a weird league. Maybe we will finish 7th. I don't know.
I don't know because I don't think we're going to get above Newcastle.
No, you're not going to.
They are. I really like how, even though it's a lot of money, I really like how Newcastle are going about their business. They haven't just gone and brought Mbappe.
No,
they are genuinely actually trying to build, and Eddie Howe as well. They didn't go out and just get a top manager. They invested in someone.
They've a stepping stone, haven't they? And this is the thing I think we were saying at the end of the season. Even in January last year, I think me and Jazz were saying about it. they can't go out and just jump two or three levels. They have to play it stepping stone by stepping stone. Otherwise, they are just going to ruin themselves. They're going to have all this money and throw all this money at them, and no one's going to want to come to them back then when they're fighting relegation and it's touch and go, touching cloth whether they're going to go down. So I think I agree with you there, Ryan.
Yeah.
I think they've gone about it superbly, and I think they've found an identity in football. They've got a good manager that can get them playing. They're playing well. They've got good players now. They've invested well.
And it was just at the end of the game all over as well.
Yeah.
I mean, Dabs, what it is, like I would have taken Park in the bus 2-3 years ago.
Bruno Gomes, however you say, he is good. He is insane.
I mean, that little alien Almiron, he's like reborn again, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got Joe Linton. He's kind of modelled him into a midfielder, mate. And but yeah, that question, Dabs, I don't want to park the bus against anyone these days, mate. I don't really want to do that with the money we've spent and 2 good years we've had. So that's kind of in the past. We can't keep playing like, we've got to look forward, don't we, really, and try to. And I keep telling you, the defenses of Liverpool, Man City, you can get at them, mate. You can get at them. I mean, I do the Fantasy Football League, so do 1 or 2 of the others, and you can tell that gone are the days of clean sheets. There are no clean sheets in the Premier League anymore. Very few and far between. I mean, Mourinho, Chelsea 1-0, 1-0. That's all gone, isn't it, mate? There's no clean sheets in the league. You got to. I mean, we saw the Brighton 3-3 with Liverpool and all these results. You got to go at them, mate. You got to go at them. But where we stand, we'll see.
The Liverpool game, I was really not scared of Liverpool in that game with their attacking threat, and that's why I didn't know why we didn't just go for them. I didn't understand why we didn't go for them. Because we've got the Uruguayan Andy Carroll and Salah, who's not doing anything. And who do they even have on the left wing? I can't even remember. He wasn't in the game that much. I don't even know.
I'll tell you what, if David Sullivan listened to me a couple of years ago, we would have had the ginger Andy Carroll at West Ham by now. But I didn't get a reply.
Scott wants to have the same 11, mate. I mean, listen, if Cornet Paqueta come in, they've got to be in the team for me, mate. And kick out Souček or Bowen for me, mate. I think we
should play Cornet left back when he comes back.
He has done it.
We've got to. Creswell's so slow.
We'll see.
You wouldn't want to play Emerson and then Cornet behind him. Cornet in front.
I don't know. It depends how attacking we want to be, really. Because if you think about it, if we play Cornet at left back, then we could play Ben Rama, Paqueta, Bowen, and Scamacca. But
yeah, true.
Again,
it depends on the opponent.
Yeah.
If we're thinking about having more possession or try and play possession football, other than trying to sit back. Because when we sit back, we're just inviting pressure on.
Yeah.
And we do that a lot against the big teams, and we're starting to do that again against the mid-table teams.
Yeah. The thing is, though, I'd rather go to United with, I don't know, a 4-2-3-1, a bit of attack, like I just said, with that attack, and lose 2 or 3-0 than lose 1-0 and play 7 at the back.
Yeah. Literally go toe-to-toe with them. I'd rather go there, give them a game, lose 3-0, like you said, but knowing that we went there and tried.
Yeah.
Then just
that's all I ask from Moyes, is play a good lineup and go there and actually play football. But we don't. We play 7 at the back. We wait for the last 10 minutes and then we decide to go have a go.
Play 2 in goal.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Yeah, 3 keepers on the bench.
Yeah, I mean, what we're saying, Scott, is Johnson and Ben Rama need to be given 5, 6, 7 games in their preferred position, and we'll see how it goes. So they really deserve that now, I think, and then we'll judge that because people are still a bit unsure about what the future holds for those 2, maybe 1 or 2 others. So I think Moyes needs to just stop messing around with a few players and see where we are with that. Really, that's the thing. I think James is going to come on soon, hopefully. So we'll see what he's going to say. Obviously, James is he's backed Ben Rama in the past, and we'll see how he feels about the game. But generally,
you have to back Ben Rama because although like if you think about it, games to minutes ratio, performance wise, he still is a lot of people's scapegoat, and he's obviously Moyes' scapegoat by being the old Jared Bowen being hauled off at 60, 70 a minute. Today he kept him on. I think rightfully so, and he got his goal. That will give him a good confidence boost. And I think that when credit is due and deserved, I don't think he gets enough of it. Like,
No.
he could do so much in the game, try and drive, but there's only so much you can do if the players around you are hiding away or don't want the ball, or he picks up the ball, travels with it, releases it to someone else, and then they go and lose it. And it makes Benrahma look bad. Do you know what I mean? Because he's, for whatever reason.
I think sometimes he does overstep it with some of the skills, but whenever he's got blonde hair, he's good. That's what I noticed with him. Whenever he's got blonde hair, he's amazing.
How you doing, James? You all right, mate?
All good, gentlemen. All good. Not convinced tonight. I will say that.
No.
I thought we got the job done in the end, but I thought the second half, like, if a better side, they would have scored against us, 100%. Like, I thought Bournemouth weren't all that, but I thought we were. For me, this result sort of papers over the cracks a little bit for me, big time.
Yeah, I thought it was loads of mislaid passes, crosses not finding anyone. The team wasn't fluid. There's no system. They're running around like headless chickens. And luckily for us, like you said, Bournemouth lost their goalkeeper, their main striker. Then they made 2 more substitutions early second half, and still, like you said, at 1-0, it was hanging in there, weren't they? Hanging in the balance. They could have done anything to get back in, and yeah, it doesn't quite tell the story 2-0 really.
2-0 looks like we've dominated the game, we've won the game comfortable, but let's be honest, first half we had 1 shot on target in the whole of that first half up until the goal. Second half we come out, we look good in the first 15, 20, maybe even half hour of that game, and in the last sort of 15 minutes of that game we were shocking. Antonio couldn't hold the ball up. I'm not going to say I'm overly worried because we're getting the wins playing crap. But I am concerned that we're not vibing as a team. We're just not vibing at the minute. Certain players, Ben Johnson for me is hot and cold. 1 minute he's good, 1 minute he's awful. I thought Finn Downs was good tonight. I thought Deck was normal self, world class. I thought Bowen was quiet tonight. I will say that. Skamaka, another player, wasn't his best night for me. But I will say one thing: when Antonio come on, bloody hell, that weren't good. Weren't good, mate.
I don't think he's taken his football seriously, James, anymore.
No.
He just laughs around, giggling around training ground, having a laugh on the touchline.
Someone said to me, Jazz, and I've noticed it the last 2 games, and tonight I noticed it a bit more. Last 2 games, when he's come on as a sub, he don't look enthusiastic to get on the pitch and help the boys out. Like tonight, he looked like he wanted to get on the pitch. He was more happier tonight. But like Southampton away, I noticed it. He's sitting there doing his shin pads and he's listening to Kevin Nolan, but he's not really taking it in. Against Liverpool, it was like the same thing again. And even tonight, he comes on, and I'll be honest, as soon as Skamaka goes off and Antonio comes on, we're up against it straight away because he can't hold the ball up. And our back is like Bournemouth were going forward all the time, and a better Bournemouth side would have scored tonight.
Yeah, I think I wanted Johnson to get a good run of games, Benrahma to get a good run of games. I want Downs ahead of Souček where possible. I wanted Antonio and Skamaka together tonight.
Yeah,
see how it goes against Bournemouth, but we've got the win, top 10, mate. We've reached top 10 at last. And it is bunched together. A lot of teams 3 points apart in the bottom. Yeah, from 10th all the way to 15th. Yeah.
I'm going to say this though. Yeah, the Old Trafford game for me it's a tough ask. Moyes don't beat teams away from home in the top 6. We all know it. He's only ever took 2 points away from home against the top 6. Right. The Palace and Leicester game, I expect wins. I will say that. I expect West Ham to be on the front foot and beat these teams at home. If we get 9 points out of 12, I will take that right now. Get to the World Cup and then reassess what's really going on there. It's not vintage this year. I will say that. You've covered the games as much as I have, Jazz. And I will say one thing: when you do cover the games, you do start going back and looking at the old videos that you've done and assessing what's really going on. And for me, certain players like Souček tonight is inconsistent at best. Massively inconsistent, and 1 minute he'd do one thing very good and he'd do one thing extremely bad. Like in the first half, he passes the ball straight to Solanke. And if a better striker puts that in the back of the net, so it's not vintage. It's not vintage at West Ham at the minute. It really
it's like we've bought 8-9 players, but after you watch the way they're bedded into the team, you're trying to figure out why did he buy a lot. Like if you buy Paqueta, everything should go through him, right? He should be the number 10. Tell the team whenever you got the ball, give it to him. But it's just not happening when he plays. He hasn't got the ball. No one gives it to him sometimes.
Yeah.
He's busy trying to win it back, tackling. It's just.
I'm going to say this before I make a move. Yeah, we can't get Aguerd back quick enough for me. Aguerd for me is one of the best signs West Ham's made this summer. I strongly cannot wait for West Ham fans to see this geezer. I think he's absolutely top class. He's got speed. He's a tackler. He plays out the back. He's an excellent footballer, Naif Aguerd, and I really can't wait for him to get back. I will say one thing. Kera, I love Kera, but he's not a centre back for me. He's a right back. He's excellent at right back. He's just not a centre half. And it's a lot of square pegs in round holes at the minute, right? And we're getting the job done, but we're not looking good in doing it. And for me, the next Manchester United game, I'll take a point right now. I think we're going to set up defensive again, though, because that's what we do when we go away from home. But the Palace and Leicester game for me, them two home games, they're must wins. If we want to compete for top 10, we've got to win these home games against these teams and basically get to the World Cup unscathed, basically.
Last question before you go, James. Any comments on Emery joining Aston Villa November the 1st, mate?
For me, he was doing okay at Arsenal. I think Arsenal fans were a bit sort of giddy a little bit and couldn't wait to get him out the door. I think it's good. I think it's a good appointment for Villa. It's an ambitious appointment. I will say that. Do I think it's the right appointment for him? I don't know. I really don't. And will he? I think he will be backed, Emery. At present, we can all look at it and say Moyes in, Moyes out. How do you feel about it? For me, if West Ham was to get rid of Moyes right now, they'd have to go for a top-end manager. And West Ham have to be competing at the top end to get a top-end manager. If West Ham drop down and say West Ham are 14th, 15th or 13th in that bracket, for me, West Ham can't attract a Poch or a Tuchel or someone like that. West Ham have to be in the top half of the table. So, yeah, I do think it's a good appointment for him. I will say that.
Good. Great. Thanks for your time, mate. Appreciate it. Take care.
Take care, Jazz. Look after yourself and all the best, mate, yeah?
Yeah, take care. Man. See you later. So there you have it, mate. So we're all kind of okay, kind of. I don't know. It's hard to say, and everyone's just mixed emotions at the moment. We'll just take it game by game, mate, and see where it gets us, isn't it? Really. So the worry is that if you spend that amount of money and then it looks like league position is going to be difficult to beat the previous 2 seasons, 7th and 6th. What we really need is to win something, and I think the conference we could go close in the conference. League Cup, FA Cup, West Ham's luck in draws is awful, as you know. We always draw City away or Liverpool away.
Always draw the big teams.
We don't, and you've seen the luck Arsenal have had or Tottenham. They get really, really easy draws. So you need a bit of that, don't you, mate? But I mean, we might finish 10th and win the conference, mate, and then
I'll take that. Because then we're going to Europa anyway. If we can go and win one of the European Cups, 1 is the trophy, 2 is another gateway back into Europe. We don't have to rely on the performances in Europe and in the Premier League. So why not?
Final comments from you, Gingy, then we'll call it off, mate.
I'll tell you, final comments, right, before I go, is salute, right? Or as the Italians would say, salute. This drink, Jazz, I know I've said it to you before, mate, I've been sinking these drinks throughout the game. I've had a box of 12. It's practically family that own this. It's 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and it's 4.8% in a Coke can size. And if you're a health freak, a gym freak, or like anyone with health problems, diabetes or anything, it's good for people like that.
Send me the link again. Send me the link on the what? Yeah, send me the link again. That sounds interesting. Yeah,
I'll tell all the listeners anyway. I'll tell them what it is. It's sugarfreebeer.com. It's only online at the minute. It's growing massively. It's brewed in Italy, and it's a UK based. There's 3 people. There's it's practically family. Ross, Simon, and Paul, and Ross is practically family to me.
Yeah, tell them if they want me to promote you on the channel, we might get a little code going for some of the people, 5%
Well,
off.
that's it. I'm not going to say too much, but there are other drinks coming. But at the moment, they've got an IPA, which is a powwow, and the Salute, which is the one I'm drinking, is a lager. Yeah, sugarfreebeer.com. Go and get it, especially if you're one of these people that think, oh, I don't want to drink too much lager and beer and that because it puts on the pounds. This stuff will do wonders. Trust me, you don't have to worry about any of that. It gets you tanked up. You can buy a box, take it to West Ham on the train, take it away on the coach, and it fucking does wonders, mate. And it's good price.
Listen. Yeah. Tell them if they want me to put out on the show with a code for our listeners, viewers, then we'll promote it. No problem, mate.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's well worth getting.
Yeah. Benny, I wouldn't go that far because I saw so many passes just not get anywhere with Benny, but he got the penalty in the end. What do you think about Benny? I didn't remember him setting anyone up or a cross reaching anyone or a defense splitting pass. Yeah, is that an elephant? What's the animal?
It's a lion. Of course it is.
You're obviously you're doing a very important testing job, aren't you? Phase 1. In case you wake up with 2 heads one morning.
Mate, it's blowing my head off, mate. I tell you. And like I say, it's the size of a Coke can, right? And it's 4.8%. So it's less than like a pint, and you still get the big impact. It's fucking amazing, Jazz. Trust me. Sugarfreebeer.com.
You sold it to me, mate.
Only online if you're a beer drinker. Plus, I can't
have a chat with them. We'll have a chat with
them,
them, and then maybe it all goes to plan. I can stick it on my starting intro in a couple of days' time, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, trust me, it's only in the UK at the minute. They're brewed in Italy, as I say. It's going to be over.
How do people get it? Do they get it from any supermarket? It's not probably.
No, not yet. It's fly. They can't make it quick enough, Jazz. Yeah, so it's not in the supermarkets at the minute. So it's sugar-free beer, all in one word, .com. It's the only place you can. If you type it into Google, it's the first link that comes up, and you've got IPA, which to say is a powwow, and lager is the Salute.
And how would you describe the taste? Like, was it quite smooth?
Smooth. It's beautiful. Yeah. I mean, I'm a lager drinker, if anything, of the beer, or any sort of. I don't drink ale. Let's put it that way. But I can tolerate the IPA.
So is this room temperature you're having, or is it chilled slightly, or what is it?
Well, it's supposed to be. I mean, the can's quite cold anyway, but yeah, it's room temperature at the minute. I've got a box sitting in front of me, Jazz. I've got a box of 12. Bearing in mind, right, you can buy boxes of 12. You can have either a box of 12 of IPA, you can have a box of 12 of Salute lager, or you can have it mixed. You can have 6 and 6. Yeah, whatever you want.
Right.
They do boxes of 24 mixed. Soon they're going to be doing boxes of 4s.
Yeah. You send me. We'll discuss it next couple of days, mate. Sounds good. I'm going to try it now. I'm going to try it.
Yeah. Anyone that drinks beer or anything, honestly, in the chat, you boys get on it. Tell everyone about it.
I will do. Next couple of days. I will do, mate. We're going to close the show. Final 1 minute. Say what you want, mate. For me, it's I don't know what to say, mate. It's a win. Fine. We're top 10. A lot of players. It's hard because none of the signings, for one reason or another, have smashed it, and it's not. I'm not saying it's their fault. Obviously, I'm so excited about Cornet, but he's obviously got injured. Paqueta, he doesn't look like a £53 million player at the moment. Skamaka, he's getting frustrated, but the talent is there. It's just so and so, isn't it, mate? So and so for me, mate. And we'll go on to the next game. Yeah,
that plays amazing. Like if he can just release the ball 2 touches before. I think we can do some real damage. We can get some real fluidity in the play. And I think that's our problem at the minute in comparison to the last, barring the last, barring the whole of 2022, really. Before then, we were playing really good, high-intensity, fluidity football, fast-paced. And if we can get back to that, we can be a real force again. We can damage teams. And and dispatch games like this.
But only but only if we are going to play a better brand of football, one touch pressing. I can't see it, mate. It's still the same style as 2-3 years running in a row. I don't know, mate.
You think? I think we've gone slower. I think we've gone.
Yeah, we have.
I think 2 years ago we were playing exciting,
You're right.
football, and I think now we've gone slow.
Yeah, and someone did mention, Frankie, we don't have a really fast players. Cornet's fast, but he's in and out at the moment. But we don't really have any raw pace, do we? Really, I don't know.
Yeah, we don't utilise any pace. I mean, we've got some quick players. I mean, it seems like our quick players have gone backwards. Like Bowen used to be fast and direct, running at players. Ben Rama has got the capabilities of doing it.
Kera's quick. Yeah,
yeah, but I mean, going forwards, I mean, Kera. I agree with James. By the way, him as a right back would be a game changer. Regarding we have the right personnel to come in at centre back to recover him. So, i.e., Aguerd coming back will allow Zuma and Aguerd to play the centre backs and Kera to play out wide.
I was gonna try Kera left back, mate. Try him there, and then have Johnson at right for a while. Yeah, just see how that goes. Yeah.
This is a thing. If you can play right back, you can play left back.
He can. I heard he can.
That's what I mean.
Although for Germany, does he play as a wing back, or is he a right back, or is he?
Well, when he played against England, he was playing right back, I think, or right wing back, something like that. And either way, he was the wide centre. He was the wide defender, and he looked comfortable there. He looked very comfortable.
His best position is when you play wing backs and 3 centre backs, and he's one on the right centre back. He's very good. Then he can read the game, bring it out.
Yeah.
Then and if he gets into a bit of spot above, he's got
he's got cover
at the back. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think that's something that we definitely have to explore, and I think we're taking too long in exploring certain things, i.e., the 2 up top. I.e., bringing Skamaka in.
It's like these are like the Southampton game, the Europa game today. This is a game where you've got to try 2 up front and see what happens, mate. You know, try it. He just doesn't do it, and
these games, with all due respect to teams like Southampton and Bournemouth, we should just be going for them. I mean, don't get me wrong; both clubs have got things to fight for, but we need to be hitting them hard. We can't just take our foot off the gas or take them lightly or whatever, thinking that we're going to get 3 points. We've got to go out and hit them. Teams are putting 3-4 goals past them. Why aren't we? Why are we not doing that?
Yeah, John's just joined. John, what we're saying is it's a win. It's top 10, but the football wasn't very pretty to watch, mate, and a lot of issues. We'll just move on to the next game, but we do want to play a better brand of football. And I think the scoreline covers up a lot of things that didn't go well during the game, mate. Like you said, there's no smooth or fluid sort of pace to our game. There's no system that we could see clearly what we're trying to do. A lot of mislaid passes, poor set pieces, mate, poor crosses. Bit of fortune from VAR a couple of times, mate, and we'll move on. But I haven't learned anything new or more about West Ham today than I didn't know yesterday. It's just I'm still in the same position. I don't know, mate, but we won. And in the past, perhaps we would not have won a game like that, so I'll take it. But I still don't know what journey with David Moyes we're going on, mate. And I think, Ginger, what do you reckon with David? Where will we go with him? What do you think, mate? Yeah, what do you reckon?
I reckon give David Moyes some of this salute, some of this Italian maestro, mate. I think that will sort him right out. But,
listen, give it. Well, we got
plugging that away quick time. But no, I think with Moyes, I think he just needs to drop his stubbornness. I really do. I think he just needs to wake up a bit and just realise the talent that we've got within the squad.
Listen to this comment, Johnny Blues Brothers. Yeah, I know a couple of them. Yeah, it's all hard work and running channels. But yeah, I mean, if that's what you think, okay, I'm not going to comment. But yeah, John, what do we say, John? What do we say? Oh, mate. I mean, all right, Emery's gone to Villa. Poch is still waiting for the Spurs job because Conte contract is up this year. He reckons he's going to go back to Juve.
Do you reckon? I think if Tottenham do well and he gets backed, I think he might stay.
But he's a bit like Mourinho, where he threatens the board in his comments. He wants more money. Yeah. And I think there's only a certain line that Daniel Levy can take. He hasn't got... And for me, the great interesting story that's starting for me is the Newcastle one. I'm obviously envious of them and their position, their manager, how they're looking, and it's just the beginning for them, mate. As you know, they're going to be on a great upward curve. They're going to be matching Man City, mate. Down the line. That's for me is a very interesting story developing. Arteta's done a great job for Arsenal, and obviously been backed as well in the window. We'll see how they do. Spurs, their brand of football ain't all that to watch. What I know is it ain't all that,
They're
mate.
hit and miss.
They're not very good. They're not very good, mate.
At the start of the season, I was thinking, "Oh, Tottenham could do well here." It pains to say it, but I was worried about how well Tottenham would do, especially with Conte and the players that he's brought in. But watching them in the past month, I'm thinking that they're so hit and miss. They've got no real.
They don't play well, and again, they win games, and the fans are like, "How do we do that? What do we do? What happened?"
Well, that's what good teams do, though, Jazz. Like the top teams will not play so well, but still grind out results. But I think that, especially the Newcastle result, they're not grinding out results like that. So I think there's worrying times if you're a Tottenham fan.
Well, when you've got Kane and Son up front, you can get away with murder, mate, and you win. And I think Richarlison's injured. There's a lot of people who are going to miss the World Cup. A lot of injuries to a lot of players. We'll see what happens with that, mate.
I think a lot of teams are going to take a lot more precautions as well. So the minor knocks and niggles that players get, they're going to keep them out for a bit because they know how important they're going to be for their national team. And I think even their national coaches are going to be like, listen, Tottenham, West Ham, whoever the club is, please take care of him. Wrap him up in bubble wrap or something, cotton wool, whatever. We want him for thinking. And I think even the players are going to want to. I think that's going to be in the back of their mind. With the World Cup coming up in less than 3-4 weeks, that's going to be in the back of the players' mind. People are going to be more reluctant to stick a foot in, to put a challenge in, to get really stuck in because they know that the World Cup's coming up.
There's a great comment here, and it is a great comment too, because we would like to weigh up both sort of opinions. And in the sense of time David Moyes has come back in his second spell, we haven't been turned over, Ginger, I don't think, by anyone. We haven't been 4 or 5, nothing like that.
No, very true. Very true.
We always keep our shape, and perhaps we keep our shape too well is our argument sometimes, that we don't fully, because it's in our DNA as West Ham. We want it to play off the cuff and just go at them. And I know there's dangers to playing like that. And I think Frankie did notice when we tried that, we're worse at the back, aren't we? We're even more open at the back, and
that's it.
So I do understand that side of it, but I think there's games you can pick and choose and change your tactics accordingly. And Moyes is very rigid, isn't he, with his formation every game? And on top of that, with the 5 substitutions allowed, he doesn't still make the most of that. He still doesn't know what he's doing, and he doesn't. I mean, Arteta changes 3 formations every game during games.
Yeah.
I like to see a bit more of that from him. I think it's probably too late to change him now. I think over the years what he's been up to. So we'll just go game by game. For me, I'd like to play, obviously much better brand of football. Hopefully he's been here 2.5 years, and he's got time from the board, and he had good money given to him, and we'll see. I just wanted to see, a bit more than what we've seen, obviously, isn't it, so far, I think, with those signings. But
well, he's got to make it work, isn't he? Now he's been given like 150 million plus. He's got to make it work. Otherwise, he's in real shit streak.
Yeah, and I know, like Frankie said, whose signings are those? That is not a fan's problem. We'll never know, behind closed doors. We can only judge on who's coming in. And what we can say is we can't really have a go at the board at the moment. The money's coming in. It's
the money's there.
The money has come in, and
they've shut up for once as well, Jazz. That's the thing. They've stuck out. They've kept their nose out of social media. They've put their money where their mouth is. We have no qualms with them now. Now it's down to the players and the manager.
It is, and what's mind-boggling is obviously you sign Paqueta, but you don't play him the way he's been playing, and that's why you bought him. That's what gets people confused. Why you're buying good players, but why they're not having the seasons they had the season before with West Ham? Why they,
that's the problem we had with Haller. Everyone was wondering why Haller was this great player in Europe, and then he comes to us. And the answer is because he was playing with a 3 up front that was interchangeable, and they all knew how each other played. When we come to West Ham, he was isolated on his own. That's where the problem is. And I literally agree with you there, Jazz. We buy players on merit because they've done well for their club and their country or whatever. they then come to West Ham and we play a complete different way to what they're used to in a harder league, in a faster paced league and a more physical league, and they can't hack it. But then the coach doesn't help because he doesn't play to their strengths. And that's what West Ham are fucking top quality at. Buying a decent player, in technically as well, and not playing them to their full capability.
I think having not invested in the fullbacks area over the years is still costing us now.
Yeah.
And that's why he sometimes, well, he likes three CDMs now across the four in the middle to protect them. And that's the main reason I think Fornells has been playing, to cover up for Cressy, you know.
Yeah.
And that'll always peg us back and we lose something going up front. So it's a bit of that going on as well. And hopefully the next
against the bigger teams he has to, doesn't he? Let's be fair, he has to against the bigger teams.
Cressy, if he's exposed 1-to-1, he's gonna, it's not gonna be good to watch.
He's either going to give a penalty, get sent off, or he's just going to get turned inside out.
See, Stu, with those comments, Fornells, I still don't know what his position is, mate. I don't know what he is. I don't know. I mean, Ginge, do you know what Fornells is? What position he is, mate, or what he should be playing? Where, you know, is he a bit of a joke?
I don't think he's a wide player.
Hmm.
Really don't. I don't think he's a wide player. Is he good enough to be a CM? Possibly. Is he good enough to be a CAM, a number 10, sitting in between the lines of midfield and up front? No, I don't think. I think we would have said a couple of years ago, maybe, because of the way he was. But I think what gets him at, like, it's like the saying, papering over cracks. The way he performs with his energy, and that's why Moyes picks him a lot, because his work rate. I think that goes above and beyond in certain decisions. And I don't think he's an out-and-out number 10. I don't think he's a winger at all. I don't think he's a wide man. I think he's not a CDM, but I think he's probably better from what we've seen as a CM. But he's not going to get, for me, he's not going to get in over Rice or Flynn Downs.
Well, Stu is saying he played as a 10 for Villa offensive, so...
He's an offensive player, but do you really want him playing the number 10 over Lucas Paqueta, over... Jared Bowen plays out wide, but even Jared Bowen's capable of playing a 10. You've got Ben Rama's capable of playing a 10. And they are technically a better player. But the only reason why he's in that starting 11 more than he should be in recent, especially in this season, is because of his work rate and Moyes' stubbornness.
John, I'm drinking Bacardi and Coke, mate.
I thought that was Bourbon, Jazz.
No, I find that too sweet. I know it's quite big in the US, but I mean, Jim Beam.
Want to get some Kvass.
I think Woodford's all right. Jim Beam, Jack Daniels is too sweet for me, but yeah.
Jim Beam, isn't he related to Sean Bean? Cousin to Mr. Bean.
Probably, mate. Bloody hell, God knows. I was going to say something I bloody forgot now. What's your... I don't know if you followed Bruno Guimaraes at Newcastle, mate. He seems to be doing very, very well for them in that central midfield. I heard he's kind of pulling the strings, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he had a tough first month where he had to settle in, like most players do when they come from abroad and try and settle into the Premier League. But now I think he's found his feet. Eddie Howe's managed him very well. He's settled into that Newcastle side. He's settled into the Premier League very well. And, I mean, anyone that's seen him before and knew him before would know that he's a decent player. And I think now he's showcasing himself a bit better. And I think Bruno Guimaraes is quality.
Yeah, Jim Beam. Yeah, Jim Beam's all right. Jack Daniels is quite sweet, isn't it, mate? Especially people who drink this full fat Coke in there, mate. I mean, I'm quite envious of Trippier, mate. He's a good, decent player, isn't he? Trippier's all right, isn't he?
He's re-established himself.
Yeah,
very well. I mean, like, I'm shitting it in a minute because I've got the Sun Dream team, and there's a few people I'm competing with, and they've got Trippier in their team, and I'm thinking I've used all my 5 subs for the month, and I'm thinking, shit, I need to get Trippier in my back line.
Oh, I don't know how that works out. I think we've got the Channel League. We've got about 45 people in the Channel League. I think Frankie's doing... We've got one head-to-head league, which is quite interesting, and we've got one normal league. And, yeah, Trippier... Because, yeah, again, there's not really many defend. The one who's got me a lot of points last month is Castagne, Leicester. last 5 games he's been doing all right, getting clean sheets and things. So, but like Liverpool's defence has let everyone down all season. Now Arnold and Robertson, those
Mate,
guys are suffering, mate.
I had Alisson up until about 3 weeks ago. I had Alisson in goal, and I changed him at the start of the month, and I put Edison in goal because I thought, like, Man City, blah blah blah. And then it goes and gets a clean sheet against, and bearing in mind this is just before the Man City game, Man City and Liverpool, and I'm thinking, right, Ireland's going to cut the goals. They're just going to run right across Liverpool. Liverpool have been absolutely dog from start to present of this season. So I thought, let me change it for Edison, and then he goes and gets a clean sheet. Then he saves a penalty against us and keeps a clean sheet. And I'm thinking, fuck, and everyone in my league is just caught up with me.
I swapped Emerson for Alisson before this weekend gone, and I heard Emerson, whatever, he set up a goal. He got an assist for the Haaland goal.
Edison.
Yeah, the weekend gone. Yeah, I was listening. Did they not give you that? Did they not give you assist for that? No.
Well, I think the way the Dream Team, the Sun Dream Team, is set up different to Fantasy League, because you can captain a player where we can't do it in the Sun Dream Team.
Oh yeah, we got captain, vice captains, assists.
Yeah, so we
bonus
got
point. You got bonus points and all that. Is that in there? Or?
Yeah, you get Starman points. You get goal, obviously goals, clean sheets. You get minus points if your goalkeeper or defence concedes 1, then obviously you get 0 points. If they concede any more than that, then each goal after that you get a minus point.
What do you think about this comment, John? I don't think any Premier League manager would want to sacrifice on behalf of the international. I don't think they'll listen, mate. I'm not sure. I'm not sure the manager's interested in protecting players for the England World Cup or any other country.
They don't care. They don't care. It's all about club football, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not sure, mate. Yeah, don't think about that.
Whereas other nations, they would do that.
Actually, I can't say it online. I'll say it offline. Interesting thing about managers. Yeah, I'll say it offline. It's to protect privacy of a very, very famous manager and what I know about them. But yeah, I'm not going to say it now. Imagine the likes. Yeah. Yeah, Zinchenko. I mean, he's been all right. Cancelo's again a lot of money those clubs have got. And the one I mentioned in my morning show, Ginge, was that we had a chance to speak to the Bassi, the Rangers guy who went to Ajax, 22 million. He spoke to us, and again, being too honest, we said we can't guarantee you, And then he went off to Ajax. He spoke to Arsenal.
Is that Moyes saying that? Because that sounds like a Moyes thing to say.
He did. He said that to Onana, didn't he? That's why he went to Everton. Yeah, he said that to him.
How can you say that? Like you've got to big up the player, not say I can't guarantee you football. Say, listen, if you work hard in training and work hard in a game on the pitch on match day, whatever, you'll be my starting player. You've got to sweet talk. You've got to butter up these players if you want to. You've got to sell it to them. You've got to be a good salesman. And that's what I say. That Moyes isn't in. Like Moyes isn't a salesman.
His attitude and was like, oh, if they want to talk about coming to the club, then I don't want them to come. Like, come on, mate, you got to talk to them, man. What are you talking about?
Exactly. You got to sell it to them. You got to get like this is a bit of euphemism there. You got to gas them up.
Honesty
you've got to make that player want to think like, do you know what? I fucking have some of this.
Honesty, mate, as you know, has gone out the game many years ago. If a player can sign a 6-year contract and start crying 6 months later, the manager should be able to say whatever he wants. And if he doesn't stick to it, who cares? You just treat him the way it is.
Well, look at these politicians, Jazz. I mean, I don't want to. I don't want to cross wires with football and politics, but look at these politicians. They've been doing it for decades, telling us what we all want to hear.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah,
with no intention of delivering it at all. And to be a manager, to get the player that you want to get, if you really want him, you've got to sell him the earth to get him here.
I'll tell you what, Forest. Yeah, wow, that's a weird one. They beat Liverpool, didn't they? I didn't see that coming. That is weird, mate. Yeah.
Good for them, though. Good for them.
I mean, Lingard's been generally dropped from the Forest team, but back in again at the weekend. So obviously his season's been appalling, and that's I wanted
points on Dream Team though.
I wanted him in badly, so I will admit it. I was wrong. I wanted him in, but he has obviously not done anything since he's been back.
Having said that though, I know there's a lot of people saying, "Oh, I'm glad we didn't get Lingard because now we've got Paqueta." Had we, regardless of Paqueta, whether we got him or not, take Paqueta out the equation completely. If we had got Lingard, do you think that he would have been a different player for us?
All I know is on the separate issues that we would have had the money to sign, obviously, Anana, 2030, then he would have come in, and I don't know about Downs. So we would have done it that way, but Lingard, I can't forget what he done for us. He excited me, mate. He excited me when he came. He ran, he had pace with the ball, he split teams open. And it's largely because of that. I mean, I was really excited for that, really. So you can never say it, but for me, he did do well. But a very, very strange character. Why he just didn't sign for us, and then he hasn't played much in the last year and a bit, and it's very odd, very odd. But very strange interview you had at the beginning of the season where he just kept speaking about money and setting up investment trusts for his family and children, and so his focus has gone towards somewhere else. And yeah, I don't know personally what he's up to, but he's more interested in setting up a brand name, TikTok, YouTube business, and I don't know, mate. His mind's on business and money, so I don't know, mate.
Setting up a business beyond football, because let's get it right, a footballer's career is very short, so good luck to him.
John would take Lingard in now. Devonshire was very good, wasn't he? Devonshire was one of our world-class players there, mate. Yeah, he's weird, isn't he? Weird. But we're going to call it a night, and we'll catch up on Thursday, mate, or Friday. Yep. But we'll see what happens. But I haven't found out anything new about the team tonight. I don't think it's because there's a lot of players missing, and we don't know if they're going to come back into the team or not. And I just want one of the new signings to really, really hit the ground running and really improve us, which hasn't happened up to now. So obviously the people who kind of scored tonight are still some of the old guard, weren't they? Zuma, Benrahma, Keros, it's all right. And apart from that, Paqueta's injured, Cornet's injured, Agard ain't even started. So the season's window hasn't really affected largely the team, which is odd. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, mate. But you have a great evening, and I'll catch up next couple of days, mate.
Yeah, and you, mate. Take it easy.
Yeah, take care, everyone. Come on, you irons.
Come on, you irons.